So if you've ever worked with arrays, you know that we can say something like array.length to actually get the length of the whole array. But for linked list, we'd have to write a custom method for that because it's our abstract data structure. We have to write every single thing we need. So we'd have to say, oh, tell us the size, blah, 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 and write a method called print size that goes from every list or every node and counts each node individually. Now, if we want to avoid that, we can do something like this. We can set a variable named size, and this variable I am going to actually make public. Whoops. So public int size, and we can actually manipulate this here. So when we create a list, it's empty, right? When we insert at the front, we've added a node to the list. Well, we can increase this. Oops, what am I doing? So we can increase the variable size each time we insert into the node. Well, what if we delete from the node? What happens? Well, we can also do this. We can reduce the size every time we delete. So when are we deleting here? So if you say if core is not equal to null, if prev is not equal to null, delete here. So we can say size. We can say size minus to delete from here and delete from here, but it'll be too repetitive. The only thing we can do is we know that if core is not equal to null, then we have something to delete anyways. So we'll come down here and say size minus, and we should be able to manipulate this and get the size. But if you wanted to do it the hard way, you'd have to write a whole method, and that is going to take a big O of n operation. And imagine if you had 200 million data and you had to go iterate over every single node 200 million times, your computer is probably going to break down. So we're going to use this as a very economical way to tell us the size of our linked list. And what we are going to write now is a method to tell us the size. So we say int because it returns the size, and size is an integer. So we can say get size, and what we just want to return here is a size. I know so many people are worried about indentation, but trust me, if indentation is one thing you're really worried about in programming, you have a very long way to go, because working with people is really, you're going to see a lot of things, okay? So it should not be something that bothers you anyways. So now we have a method called return size, and returns the size of our linked list. Now let's test it out on this and try to tweak things out if it doesn't work. So now we have 5 items or 5 nodes inside of this linked list. We are printing the node out and an empty line, and then we are deleting a node. Well, after deleting this node, we expect to see 5, right? So we can actually print that value by saying list.getSize. And if you are following along by now, you know that this would not print anything because we are not actually printing anything here. So we can say south here. And once you decide to do something like this, we can actually set this to void, so it doesn't really print anything out, and then get size would work anyways. So let's put this in a comment to actually see something. So yep, I just kept this in a comment, and I'm expecting to see something a size of 4. So if you don't see a size of 4, we'll try to find where the problem is. Let's run the program and check. Just wait for it. Perfect. Now we have a size of 4, and we are inserting. It's because we inserted 5 and we are deleting 1 node. Let's see if we don't delete a node. We are expecting 5, right? Let's see. Perfect. Now we can get the list here by just saying list.getSize. Now you can do anything, absolutely anything to this list class that you want. You just have to be able to be creative and think of what you want to do and try to make things easier. So if we had not done this, would write a lot. You could even try it out yourself and you'd see that would write a lot of unnecessary code and it would be very inefficient and clustered together. Okay. And when you go to various online sites and you see how to count nodes and then people write methods that look absolutely disgusting, it's really annoying. So this is what you should use if you always need, or if you ever need to return the size of a linked list. Just use a variable to track it. It's more efficient than writing a whole new method to track it, okay? And you can just follow what I did here. You can say void and just print out the size, or you can say int, return the size, but that would be I felt like that would actually be too redundant for me. So it doesn't matter how you do it, as long as it prints the size. In the next video, I'm going to be showing you how to, or doing a breakdown of what you're going to do for your coding exercise.